Right now, there are over 50,000 flights in the air, and every single pilot on every single one of them is measuring their speed in a unit most people have never used in their life. Not miles per hour, not kilometers per hour, knots. And here's the wild part. It's not some outdated tradition nobody bothered to change. There's a genuinely brilliant reason for it, rooted in navigation technology, global trade, and a clever hack that sailors invented hundreds of years before GPS, satellites, or any modern aviation system even existed. Stick with me, because by the end of this video, you'll never look at a map or a weather report the same way again. So let's go back. It's the 1600s. You're a sailor somewhere in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. No landmarks, no radar, no digital navigation software. You have one critical question. How fast are we going? Here's what sailors actually did. They threw a piece of wood, literally called a chip log, off the back of the ship. Tied to that wood was a rope, and that rope had knots tied in it at equal intervals, specifically every 47 feet and 3 inches. As the ship moved forward and the rope unspooled, a sailor would count how many knots passed through his hands in exactly 28 seconds using a sandglass timer. Count 5 knots, you're doing 5 knots. Simple, brilliant, portable. 0 batteries required. 1 knot equals 1 nautical mile per hour. And that brings us to the real magic, because a nautical mile isn't just a random number somebody made up. A nautical mile is directly tied to the geometry of the Earth itself. The Earth is divided into 360 degrees. Each degree is divided into 60 minutes. 1 nautical mile equals 1 arc minute of latitude, 1/160th of 1 degree on the globe. Why does that matter? Because if you're a navigator, your latitude and longitude coordinates on the chart directly tell you distances. If you're at 40 degrees north and you need to sail to 41 degrees north, that's exactly 60 nautical miles. No conversion, no calculator. The map is the measurement system. This is why nautical miles and knots became the global standard for maritime navigation and later aviation. When international aviation was standardized in the mid-20th century, airlines, air traffic control systems, and military aircraft all needed a universal system that worked seamlessly with global coordinates. Knots and nautical miles were the obvious choice. They were already baked into every navigation chart on the planet. Now you might be thinking, okay, cool history lesson, but why not just switch to kilometers or miles now that we have GPS? Great question. And the answer is, the cost of switching is catastrophic. Think about it. Every air traffic control system in the world, every flight management computer, every pilot training program, every nautical chart published by every maritime authority, all of it uses knots and nautical miles. The entire global infrastructure of aviation safety and shipping logistics, industries worth trillions of dollars, is calibrated to this system. Switching wouldn't just mean reprinting some maps. It would mean rewriting software, retraining hundreds of thousands of pilots, replacing instruments, and creating a window of dangerous inconsistency where different operators are using different units. Aviation incidents have literally been caused by unit confusion before. Famously, Air Canada Flight 143 in 1983 ran out of fuel mid-flight because of a kilograms versus pounds mix-up. Unit errors in transportation are not theoretical risks, they're real. So today, knots are everywhere, even if most people never notice. When you check a weather forecast and see wind speeds for a hurricane or tropical storm, meteorologists and the National Hurricane Center use knots. When a cargo ship carrying your Amazon package crosses the Pacific, its captain is tracking speed in knots. When a Navy destroyer or nuclear submarine runs speed trials, it's measured in knots. When a commercial airline pilot radios air traffic control, speed is in knots. Even the fastest things in the sky use them. Supersonic jets, fighter aircraft, even space shuttle re-entry speeds were often referenced in knots by mission controllers coordinating with radar systems. And here's a fun fact for your next dinner party. The fastest conventional surface ships in the world top out around 60 to 70 knots. That's roughly 80 miles per hour on water, which sounds slow until you're on a boat realizing the ocean is trying to tear the hull apart. So, when the next time you're on a flight and the pilot says we're cruising at 480 knots, you'll know that's not laziness or tradition. That's 500 years of navigational engineering baked into a system so well designed that the entire modern world of aviation and global shipping still runs on it. The chip log is gone, the sand glass is gone, but the knot? The knot survived everything. The Industrial Revolution, the space age, GPS, and whatever's coming next, because it was built on something that doesn't change, the shape of the Earth. If you found this useful, smash that like button. It genuinely helps this channel grow. Subscribe for more deep dives into the engineering, technology, and history hiding in plain sight around us every single day. And drop in the comments, what other everyday unit or measurement do you want explained? I'll see you in the next one.